meet a lot of people who tell me that they are not confident in their life. That some people are not confident simply because they think that confidence is something that will just happen for them. It's true. Some people think confidence is something that will just happen for them, but life does not work that way. Let me tell you, if you don't have confidence in your life, the last thing that I want you to think is that this is something that will just happen automatically for you, because nothing ever happens automatically. So today we are going to talk about confidence. Confidence. A lot of people think that this is something you either have or you do not have. Today I was talking to a client, and his name is Krishna. So look at here. Here is Krishna, right? And Krishna was complaining to me that he's depressed. He was telling me that he's depressed because he has lost confidence in himself. So Krishna is telling me, Monica, I'm depressed. I have lost confidence in myself. And then he continues to tell me, oh, sorry, oops. Okay, he tells me that people don't love him. Okay, so he tells me that he's depressed because he believes that other people have a negative, like misunderstand him. So already we see that he has a belief system right here. He has a belief system that people don't love him. And I don't know if that is something that's familiar with you, that you feel not confident, but then you check about your thought. You look at that thought that you have, and then you realize it's also misguided. That thought is informing like your belief system, and then leaving you feeling depressed. So this is what Krishna was telling me. He was telling me that, well, he lost his confidence and now he's depressed. And he was telling me, oh, people believe that, people misunderstand me and they don't like me. They believe I'm a bad person. So we go back to him, what he believes, he thinks that people believe about him. He believes that people misunderstand him and they are not nice. And I was telling him, look, it's your belief. You have created this belief that people don't love you and people don't like you. And now it is causing you to feel low self-esteem, right? So it's true that the belief that he is having is creating a low self-esteem mind, a mind that feels low about himself, right? So it's all him. He is creating this reality in his mind, and he is feeling depressed about the reality that he has created. So this is what I was telling him. Now, because we know that you are capable, you're the boss in this process. You're the one with this belief that people don't like you. You are the one who can still change this belief and believe that people like you. You know, he can believe that people like me. People like me. I was telling him, he can also believe that he is welcome, everywhere he goes, right? I was telling him, you believe this, you believe this, and this has left you feeling depressed and with low self-esteem. And I was telling him, hey, you can also believe this and have high self-esteem. I know, right? Oh wait, am I recording? Hey, hi Elizabeth Lee. Yeah, welcome. So I was telling my friend Krishna, who was telling me that he is depressed. And I asked him, why are you depressed? And he told me it's because he has low self-esteem. And so I was telling him, what makes you feel like you have low self-esteem? He tells me he believes, he tells me that he thinks that people don't like him, and he believes that people judge him the wrong way. So I was telling him, like, we don't know really what everyone is thinking at any time of their day. So his belief that people don't like him has given him this depressed mind, right? It has given him depression and low self-esteem. And I was telling him, now imagine what you would do if you believed that people like you. You know, I tell him, affirm that people like me and that I am welcome everywhere I go. Right? Hi, smacker dude. Hello. So when he believes that people like him, he will have high self-esteem. You know, he will have a high self-esteem, right? And what he will do, he's going to build confidence. He's going to build confidence. And he didn't realize what I found out about Krishna and why he had depression and low self-esteem. I found that he did not realize that he is the boss. Like, he is the boss. Like, nobody else is thinking for him. Like, he is the only thinker of his mind. He was thinking that other people think that that they misunderstood him. And my friend was telling him, you know what, Krishna, you also, if you think people misunderstand you, you can also tell people who you are. You know, you can tell people who you are. If you think people misunderstand you for whatever reason, Elizabeth said, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I was telling him, yeah, you create the reality that you want. So he's been living in this depressed mind. He's been depressed, and the reason he is depressed, he says, is because he has limiting belief system. He has thoughts that he believes, and these thoughts are causing him depression. And he has to understand, I told him, he has to understand, like, he is the creator. You know, I have to tell him, like, you're creating the reality. You know? He says, like, I had to tell him, like, the mind, you know, the mind, I was telling him, the mind is the mirror. You know? I was telling him, the mind is the mirror. It reflects the world. Hi, Lisbeth, you're from Ohio. Welcome. Let me know about you. You're like, no. What are you saying no about? So I was telling him, the mind is the mirror, you know, and life is reflecting to you what you believe, right? Because this is the mirror, right? If here in your mind you believe people are good and friendly, if you believe that people are friendly, here in real life you will find yourself having friends, right? Because it's the mirror. Life is like this will reflect what you have. So, yeah, the mind here, our consciousness is the universe, right? Our eternal reality is this, our mind here, the software that is governing our mind. So I was telling Krishna, like, if you understand like this, you can never ever get depressed. You can never ever get depressed. Sak says, Yeah, I was telling him that, like, you can't get depressed in your life if you understand this. Like, the life is a mirror. it's reflecting to you what you already believe. If you believe that I am beautiful, then life will treat you like a beautiful person. If you believe that you're welcome everywhere you go, then people will welcome you everywhere you go because you believe it. So I was telling him he is depressed because he believes very limiting thoughts that put him down. And when I told him that you have to think highly about yourself, he was like, I really thought I was supposed to be silent and never ever talk about how good life is. I was supposed to be silent and not talk about it. And I was like, that is why. The people who told you that, they lied to you. Yes, I told him, like, the people who told you that, they lied to you. If you want to create the best life ever, you want to really be loud about good things, and then forget even bad things happen because the mind, what you have here in your mind will be reflected in the reality because life is a mirror of what we already believe in. So I was telling him he can create. He is a creator. And people don't believe this. The Bible says that we are created in the image of God, and God is a creator. He creates. In fact, he creates the whole universe with only words. He only uses his words to create the entire universe. He says, let there be light, and there was light. The sun came up, everything. He just uses his words, right, to create the entire universe. And then God is a creator. And then he creates a man in the image of him. So man is also a creator. So God is the number one creator, and he gives man and a woman every power that he has. So he gives both men and women the ability to create. And that's why men and women even have babies. That's why we can create life and have babies, because he gives us the ability to create. And he gives us the ability to use our words, right? And that means we can create our life with words. Words are the magic tool that he gives us to use. So I was telling my friend Krishna, he's saying he has depression, but he has created that depression. He has to take ownership of the fact that he has been telling himself words that are limiting. He has been telling himself words that are taking away his energy and his vitality for life. And he has to create a new mind that give him energy. And I was telling Krishna, he can do this because he is the creator of his destiny. He has the same things, And I was telling him to use words. I was telling him, use words. Say, instead of telling yourself that people misjudge me, people do not understand me, people don't know where I'm, people just don't like me. I was telling him, think about being other thoughts that I am welcome everywhere I go. I am welcome everywhere I go. Yeah, he is welcome everywhere. If he believes that, if he keeps saying that to himself, his mind will create that reality here. And this reality, this will be the new reality where he will be welcome everywhere he goes. He will be welcome everywhere he goes because these thoughts, they will go into his head. And when he believes it, because the universe is a reflection of what he believes, he will have people in real life, like now in reality, now this will be reality. He will have people in reality welcoming him everywhere he goes. But right now he's depressed. He says he is lonely. He does not have friends because he believes people judge him and misunderstand him. So he believes that. So he never ever gives himself the chance to go outside and make friends because he believes that people are judging him. And when he believes that people are judging him, he is going to be depressed because he's not going to make friends and he's going to be lonely. And that is the situation he is right now. And so I told him today to write things that he is grateful for. 10 things that he is grateful for, and he failed because he wasn't able to write and give me 10 things he was grateful for. But the good thing is he says, I have hope. So he says he has hope. So now he's starting a new mind because he put the word hope. Right? He put the word hope. And hope is huge. Hope is huge. So in his mind, right here, we are going to put hope. Hope. Right? In his mind here, we're going to put hope. And because in his mind there is hope, in reality, he is going to find hope. Because the mind is a reflection of our reality. Right? So you think about this being the mind, right? And this is reality. And think about that what is here in the mind is also here in reality, right? Is also here in reality. And that's the mirror. Wait. And that's the mirror. Hi, Sock. Hey, whatever you believe will become true if you keep believing it. I believe it. I don't know. Somebody asking me, I'm just a Christian. He uses words to create reality. Yeah, that's amazing. Yes. Yeah. It's amazing how this works. It's amazing how this works, and it's amazing how many people lose sight of it, that this is the mind and then this is reality. Whatever is in the mind happens to be in the reality, so they're just a mirror of each other. It's a mirror. So in 2025, if you have any goals, the first thing you do is you create them here in the mind, the consciousness. You create them in your consciousness first. So welcome back. Yeah, whatever you believe, you create. Hi, Sog. Yeah, it's all making sense now. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. I just love to hear that. You just made my day. You just made my day when you said that it's all starting to make sense now, because this is what I truly want you to get. When you get this, then you realize you're the boss in your life. You're the creator. God has created you in his image, so you can create. You can create anything. So, yeah, it's all making sense. So, Sak, tell me, what do you want to create? What do you want to create? What reality? What are we going to put here for you in your reality, in the mind? What do you want to create? I think when you write things down and you show them with the image, it clicks, it clicks. Like life being a mirror and you creating it, like you are creating. So in science, they call it, they do the same thing. In science, they also show you the same thing. So let me try to get it closer. So in science, they say that, okay, so this is the mind, right? So this is the mind. And then this is your reality. So this is mind, and this is reality. So remember, they are a mirror. They mirror each other. What is in the mind is what we learn. And yesterday we were talking about neurons, right? So we create neurons here and neurons are like programs. We create them here. It's like we put on apps. We put on apps here in the mind. And then in reality, we have reality. Let's say, for example, you train yourself to learn how to drive. So in the mind, you have an app here for a driver, right? And then in reality, you can drive a car. You can drive a car. But how did you get this app here in your mind? You had to go to a driving school. You have to practice. Practice your driving, your parallel parking, your reverse, the 3-point turn. You practice all these things, right? You put it right here in your mind, and then in reality, now you can drive cars, because it's a mirror. Somebody who did not do all the work and the practicing and the patience will not be able to have this experience in their mind, so they will not be able to be a good driver, right? So that's how we create. So in science, we call this one, when you're practicing, when you're learning, when you're doing things, we call it the bottom up. Bottom up, you're literally training the mind, right? And then the mind becomes good at it. You don't no longer need to train it. It's so good right now. It becomes exactly so good. So you can just drive the car. And so when you're here in this reality, we call it top down. We call it top down because it's really that you already conditioned the mind. You already conditioned it, so it's working like automatically for you. It's working automatically for you. So you already created this driving program by practice, and now you've become good at it. You don't need to keep practicing. It's just you do it automatically. Yeah, thought, learn, practice, reality. Sucks. You're graduating. You're graduating. You're graduating from the school of greatness. The way you're talking now, oh goodness. Oh goodness. I love it. I like that you're having that aha moment, that light bulb moment, because when you understand this, you understand that you are special and you can learn anything. Our ability to learn, you can learn and change your mind at any age, because our brain is like Play-Doh. Our brain is like Play-Doh. You're making me so happy by absorbing this and learning this. I feel so good because you're going to help so many people in your life. Once you get this, when you find people who have self-doubt, you're going to show them there is, self-doubt is a lie. I'm a Christian. I believe the only time, I believe when the Bible says the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy, and when the enemy destroys your confidence, he doesn't see how great you are, that you're a creator in your own life. So let's talk about the reality of building a confident mind, right? You show it how it is to be confident. You use this bottom-up approach. You use the bottom-up approach. You literally teach your mind how to be confident. And the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you present yourself, your energy, you're happy with people, you're free, you train your mind to be happy, to only think about to only think about positive thoughts, and never really think about anything negative. You just go about training your mind about positivity. What it will do, it will become automatic, just like driving a car. Just like driving a car, it's going to become automatic. And then all of a sudden, You can't shake off your confidence. You go about everywhere in your life and you're automatically confident. People welcome you, people love you, people open doors for you. And you're like, how did this happen? At first, you just like learning how to drive a car. And this is the practice, the push-ups, the bottom-up approach. You're training your mind. It sounds like it's going to be difficult. But you know you can never fail because it's just the beginning. And you're training the mind. All of a sudden, it becomes automatic confidence. Automatic confidence. So, and there are people who teach things like, that's why it's nice to always constantly learn, continuously learn. There are people who teach about confidence and about, for example, how to be like a good salesperson. Imagine if you trained your mind how to just sell things, how to make money, and then you trained it, it became so good that you can sell anything. That you can sell anything because you use this approach. You trained your mind how to be a good salesperson, and then you became a wonderful salesperson that you can sell anything. It's all about training the mind. A lot of people who teach sales, for example, one of the things they teach people is that you have to be confident. You walk into a room and you smile, you have an open body language, and you tell somebody good morning or good afternoon, how are you? You introduce your name and you tell them pleasure to meet you. Just you go about your day practicing confidence, introducing people, open body language, smiling, being happy. Guess what will happen? You're going to become good at it. It will start becoming automatic. And then it will start being here. When you get here, the top-down approach where the mind is so good, it's just attracting everything and bringing it into reality automatically for you, that's game over. Sucks is like, it's like when you go to school you get smart, you graduate, and then eventually you open doors for people to pay for your college. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Because, that's how it works. That's how it works. You attract, you create. That's why learning is important, and continuously knowing that the more you keep changing your mind and building new programs in your mind, the better. So when we talk about when somebody is having in their mind, right? They have low self-esteem. When somebody has low self-esteem, is that they created this program, whether they knew what they were doing or not, because you're a creator and you're going to create, whether you know that you're creating or not, you're creating something. And some people, because they don't know their power, they are very destructive. I don't know if you had story of the 3 wishes. They were given 3 wishes, and then they just made stupid wishes, and then created a life that they did not want. And they had wishes, right? So some people create with negative thoughts. With negative thoughts, they create a negative program like low self-esteem and depression. But sometimes we don't know when we are creating this program. Because when you're a kid, for example, you don't know that you are creating programs. When you're a child, you are creating programs, but you're not aware of your power to create yet. You don't know. You're just living in your life, playing, doing things, but you're still creating a program. But when you're a kid, you do not know that you're creating a program. So if you're not in a loving environment, if your parents are not supportive, they're not helping you create a self-esteem program that makes you feel good about yourself. So some kids, because if they're in a negative environment, it's like being in a soil that does not grow. It's like being in poor soil. You will not grow very healthy. If it's a plant is growing in a whatever, they don't grow healthy. So it's good to be intentional right? It's good to be intentional. It's very good to be intentional about what you're creating. So yeah, that's the reality of creating programs, and that's how you build confidence. So tomorrow we can talk about something else, but today I wanted us to exhaust that topic about confidence and knowing that you're in charge of your mind and every program that you create. Don't let anybody lie to you. That's why you have to watch your environment. What you're listening to is programming you. What you're watching is programming you. And you don't want a bad program, because it's very hard to delete a virus when it's already infected a lot of other programs. It can be very hard to delete. So your mind, you should preserve it. Imagine this being your mind. Work to preserve it, and work to only put the good programs in your mind, because good programs will help you create a beautiful reality, and bad programs can ruin your reality and how you see the world. So, well, thanks again for tuning in. And today is our live session. We only went through 30 minutes because we had a long live session this morning. So enjoy your evening, enjoy your night, and see you tomorrow.